Hello, and welcome to a brand new feature of Sludge Games where instead of playing on video games, we talk about them instead, be it discussions, reviews, or just reminiscing old memories. This is what I like to call Let's Talk. So there's a new Crash Bandicoot game coming out soon, and when I say new, it's just the first 3 games remade. Yes, it's the Sane Trilogy, the first official Crash game since Mind Over Mutants some 9 years ago, and I'm very excited about this because Crash Bandicoot is one of my favourite video game series. By the look of the demos, they all look like being pretty much exactly the same game, except with modernised graphics. Crash one looks like being the most updated one of them all, mostly due to the inclusion of time trials, but also the format of the bonus levels. The remake will see every single box count towards the gem, whereas that wasn't the case in the original. This may present a problem during the bonus round in the High Road, and also the key route in Jaws of Darkness. I'm expecting both of those levels to have been seen to when the trilogy is released. Another thing to point out about the bonus levels is that you will be able to access them as many times as you like in the remake, whereas in the original version you could only access each bonus round once in the whole game, aside from Nitrous Brio's bonuses and before you collect each key. Imagine how hard it would have been if every single box counted towards the gem in the first place. Also, if you died during a level in the original game, you would have to restart the level from the beginning in order to collect the gem, and that doesn't appear to be the case in the remake, making it somewhat more forgiving in that respect. Personally, I liked that extra challenge it offered in the original game, so I'm a little sad to see it go from the remake. However, the time trial mode means that it's kind of still there, so it's not a huge loss. As for the other 2 games, Cortex Strikes Back houses some of my favourite levels in the whole Crash series, which include the snow levels and the one where you're chased by a massive bear. Meanwhile, Watt has the Wumpa Fruit Bazooka. Enough said. If they include the secret levels like Totally Bear, Totally Fly, Hot Cocoa, and Eggipus Rex in the remake, then I'll be happy enough. For those that have been watching the videos on this channel, you may have seen me attempt a deathless run on the first Crash game, and fail miserably. Which was a shame because I didn't get a chance to talk about one of the most interesting levels in that game. If you were to ask a Crash fan what the most difficult level in the first game was, some might say Sunset Vista, others might say Toxic Waste, or even my own personal bastard Fumbling in the Dark. Seriously, the beginning of that level is bollocks. My answer to that particular question would be Slippery Climb. This level sees Crash attempt to climb up Cortex's castle in the pouring rain while facing multiple hazards such as collapsing stairs, moving platforms, spikes, prisoners, more moving platforms, birds, scientists, and yet more moving platforms. There are boxes inside archways that make rejoining the action extremely tricky to execute, and a general lack of precision and patience will be punished. It's a fairly long level as well, with only 2 checkpoints, one of which takes you to a very awkward Nitrous Brio bonus round. That's going to be fun in the remake. And if all that wasn't difficult enough, as mentioned before, if you die at some point during the level, you'll have to start it all over again in order to get the gem. Oh, and have you ever had this happen to you? So that's Slippery Climb. The most difficult level, not just in the first Crash game, but possibly in the entire series. Well, yes and no. During the level you come across 2 scientists that throw vials containing volatile pink substances, and on both occasions Crash approaches them on a level pathway. If you look at the back cover of the first Crash game, the 3rd picture down does show the Slippery Climb layout with Crash approaching a scientist, but it doesn't correspond with the actual level in the game. The pathway is much shorter, Crash is standing on a step, and there is a moving platform immediately after the scientist. What that picture actually shows is a level that was removed from the game at the last minute. Stormy Ascent. This level was removed due to time constraints and its high difficulty level, but it is actually possible to play it using a PS1 emulator and a Game Shark code. I've never played it before, so I can't personally judge as to how difficult the level actually is, but I have seen others play it, and it looks ridiculous! It's Slippery Climb multiplied by about 26. It has even more moving platforms, more stairs that collapse quicker than you can even see them, and more unpredictable scientists and animals. Look, the birds move horizontally. In the prototype version, this was the last level before facing Dr. Cortex on top of his airship, apparently the only way to fly. Clearly Neo hasn't heard of the Cessna 172. Sadly, Stormy Ascent probably won't make it onto the Sane Trilogy, But thanks to today's video gaming technology, it's not inconceivable that it could appear as part of some special DLC update. Who knows, but if that were to actually happen, it would be awesome. So let's make it happen, Vicarious Visions. Those are my brief thoughts on Crash Bandicoot and the upcoming Sane Trilogy. You'll be seeing a playthrough of that game on this channel, as well as me attempting deathless runs on both the original versions of Cortex Strikes Back and Warped. So, stay tuned, see you soon.